Back, but not back where I belong. I am definitely an Angelino at heart. I love Los Angeles, and yes, I am back home in the United Kingdom. But as much as I wish I could be back there, I have to be here in the UK for work. But I am nonetheless here. Thank you so much for joining, everybody, and welcome. I'm trying out a new piece of streaming software today. Instead of StreamYard, I've switched to Restream. I'm going to try it out and see how we go. It is cheaper. The pro features are slightly better by the looks of things, but who knows? Let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear for you guys, if you could see me, if you can hear me, and see if the audio is okay. If it doesn't work, if it's not that great, I will switch back to StreamYard. But let's say hello to some of the people in the chat first. We have Once a Witness Vernon saying hello, hi. Terry Ray is here saying hi. Glad to see you made it home safely. Indeed. We have John in the house saying hello, Alex. Petrie Nart saying good evening, everyone. Hey, Alex. Glad you're home safe and sound. And Sussex Steve saying good evening, all. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. These are quite fancy, these transitions to show the comments on screen, aren't they? Pretty cool. Right. So it must be exhausting being in Scientology's Office of Special Affairs. OSA, as it's called, is Scientology's attack wing. These are the people who have signed billion-year contracts, dedicating their lives to working for the Church of Scientology. And these are the people who are responsible for not only public relations and speaking on behalf of the church during press interviews and that sort of thing, but also attacking critics. And this is an organization, let's not forget, that was found guilty of the largest infiltration of the US government in its history. The Guardian's office, as it was then known, was responsible for infiltrating government. It placed thousands of undercover agents in different government agencies, not just the US, but around the world. The Operation Snow White, the Snow White Project, as it was called, was orchestrated by the Guardian's office here in the UK at St. Hill, Scientology's UK headquarters. L. Ron Hubbard's own wife, Mary Sue, went to prison for this infiltration. And there was, along with a number of other executives, I think it was 11 executives went to prison, but the court documents showed that there was an estimated 5,000 undercover agents placed in various government agencies. When the Guardian's office shut down because of this, they just rebranded it and started a new organization called OSA, the Office of Special Affairs, which continues doing the same sort of stuff the Guardian's office did and carries on existing to this very day. And it just must be exhausting being in OSA because the attacks are just relentless and non-stop. And let's not forget that Scientology is tax exempt in the United States, meaning if you are a US taxpayer, you are subsidizing this behavior. You are paying for this to happen. Witness is saying, great shirt, Alex. Normandy, thank you. Yes, Normandy are a band that I like very, very much. And this is one of their merch t-shirts. So I want to share my screen. Let me see if I can do this while I'm live. This is Scientology's hate monitor, Stand League. Stand League is, for those of you who don't know, oh, I seem to have gone. There we go. Stand League is one of Scientology's attack wings. So similar to the Jehovah's Witnesses, where they have the Watchtower magazine, Scientology have Freedom magazine, and they have Stand League. Stand League is supposed to stand for Scientologists taking action against discrimination. I don't know where the N came from. It should be the STAD League, STAAD, but somehow the Scientology have got some sort of misunderstood word on that because there's no N other than the N in against, but the beginning of the word is an A, so it should be STAD. But anyway, Stand League is one of their many hate websites, and they have a channel on YouTube. And the last 12 videos have all been dedicated towards attacking me. Every single one of these videos has referenced me or has me in the title. It's got Shalisan Solar from Cults to Conscience there because the videos are clipping an interview I did on her channel many months ago. They're attacking Goldie, who is somebody I had as a moderator on my channel and who left the channel something like 18 months or 2 years ago. They are still attacking me for having her as a moderator. They have included a clip from my channel where I'm wearing the Dianetics shirt, which I do find slightly amusing. But they've ramped up their efforts. For those of you who are unaware, During my time in America, they attempted to meddle with my flights. They contacted the travel agent that I booked through and my airline and attempted to cancel my flights home. And indeed, while I was in the States, they upped their efforts and posted at least one video every single day on their Stanley website. And it's just sad. No one watches these videos, nobody takes them seriously. All it does is prove my point that Scientology are using their tax exempt dollars to attack critics, to stifle free speech, and attempt to silence us as people who are speaking out against this abuse. Scientology, it doesn't work. It's not working. All it's doing is giving me more content for my channel. So thanks, Janet. Thanks, OSA, because now I'm making a video about the fact that you're doing this, and it only makes you look bad. And if you are a US taxpayer, you should be annoyed at the fact that your tax dollars are being used to do this. And I would encourage you to write to your state representative and ask them to revoke Scientology's tax exempt status. Now, on to the next topic is an article that I published on my blog, Scientologybusiness.com, which is about how St. Hill, Scientology's UK headquarters, are struggling to get people up the bridge to total freedom. Before we do that, let's have a look at some of these comments. Petrine R says, well, Alex, you're obviously doing something right. Keep up the good work. Yep. Look, being attacked by Scientology is one of those things that's to be expected when you speak out, but that doesn't mean it should be tolerated. And I'm not bringing this to your attention because I'm complaining about the harassment. As I said, it's something that you can expect when you speak out about Scientology, but it doesn't mean we should stand for it. And all I will do is continue showing how Scientology are attacking me and fellow critics every time they do it, because it just makes them look bad. And it's really clear here who the target is. And it is, yeah, slightly perhaps a badge of honor to have hate websites, to have attack videos and so on. But that doesn't mean it's something that we want, something that I like having happen. Being the subject of harassment is never pleasant, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm trying to raise awareness of the fact that this sort of activity is what this so-called church does and has been doing since at least the 1960s. They do not stop. They are relentless. And OSA clearly spend a lot more time thinking about me than I do thinking about them. Perhaps David Miscavige has a hard-on for me. David, I'm not impressed. Maybe your efforts would be best placed helping people in the local community, for example, or perhaps helping your own members and not helping them donate for services. I mean, helping them in life, perhaps getting over the abuse and the trauma that they have endured being Scientologists. But hey ho, we know Scientology don't listen, so I don't know why I'm bothering. Here is the article, St. Hill struggling to get people up the bridge. I've had to censor people's faces because although it doesn't breach YouTube guidelines or the law, every time I show the face of a Scientologist or mention someone's name, I get a YouTube complaint from Scientology's lawyers. So I've blocked out their faces in this article, but I wanted to share these promo pieces with you. The Church of Scientology's largest UK base appears to be struggling in their bid to clear the planet, recent promotional material suggests. According to a flyer sent to parishioners over the weekend, that was last weekend, St. Hill boasts of just 4 OT2 completions last week. OT2 refers to the second operating Thetan level, part of Scientology's confidential scriptures that form the upper levels of the so-called Bridge to Total Freedom. OT2 is the last step before parishioners reach the Wall of Fire, which is OT3, where they are told about the overgalactic warlord named Xenu, who dropped H-bombs on volcanoes 75 million years ago, causing long-lasting trauma that still affects us today as spiritual beings. Scientology claims to be the fastest growing religion on planet Earth, with UK Managing Director Janet telling the London Evening Standard in 2006 they have 200,000 adherents in the country. However, according to census data, the controversial church has more like 2,000 followers, a statistic Scientology claims is misleading. And yes, that is a mistake on my part. There is one too many zeros there. 2,000 followers is what the census says. And here is one of the promo pieces this week. 4 OT2 completions at St. Hill. Oh my word. And then, perhaps most heartbreakingly of all, is some promo about children at St. Hill. Advance up the bridge at St. Hill with your family. Here is a picture of two very young children with their parents holding a Scientology certificate, and a family here on the left with another two young kids, and two kids on the right hand side, one of whom just finished OT3. The best way to move up the bridge is together as a family, just like these local families have been doing at St. Hill. This is also how our next generation has been busy this year, going on course, completing training, and processing steps at every level of the bridge. No matter where anyone is on the bridge, we will help everyone take their next step. Bring your family. It reeks of desperation. And make no mistake, these children are being abused, because let's not forget that in 1984, High Court Judge Lord Justice Leahy ruled in the United Kingdom that Scientology is a dangerous, harmful movement that is out to capture people, especially children and impressionable young people. This is a ruling that was not overturned by the 2013 Supreme Court ruling that designated Scientology buildings as places of worship. This is a legal fact that Scientology is out to capture people, especially children, and it is just sad to see Scientology continuing to promote to families and to promote to children to get the kids up the bridge. Scientology's practices are dangerous and harmful. That is the view of the UK legal system, and yet they are still able to continue doing this, which is why I'm bringing attention to it. It is just upsetting. Here is another poster here. Next gen at St. Hill on the OT levels. Luca, my journey at St. Hill with all my friends has been real fun. I am now a Class 0 auditor and have completed new OT 5, all at 19 years old. See, I was 19 when I left Scientology, and I look back on the time that I had in Scientology as abusive, as traumatic, as harmful, and it's sad to see another kid on the bridge. Nikki OT3. OT3 took me to a whole new depth of my case, and I reached the core of who I am as a spiritual being. Session by session, I could see more of who I truly am, and it turns out I actually like myself. And this is even more heartbreaking because it shows here that this Nikki lady, who is clearly a child, is somebody who perhaps has self-confidence issues, who perhaps has anxiety, and I'm glad that Scientology is helping her with those things. However, it's upsetting to see that she has reached the level of OT3, which indicates she has donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to this organization, which she probably doesn't have as a kid. When I turned 18, Scientology showed me how to apply for a credit card so that I could use that money and max it out straight away in order to buy books and courses at the Church of Scientology. I don't know how these children have paid for their courses, but it is just upsetting. Tom Mortishire Smith says, did you have a safe flight home? I did indeed. It was 11 hours there, and it was only 10 hours and 15 or 20 minutes on the way back. I did get home safe. Scientology failed in their bid to meddle with my flights. Let's carry on with this article. St. Hill is a lavish 59-acre estate nestled in the Sussex countryside near East Grinstead and was once home to Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. It now stands as the church's UK headquarters and is considered an advanced org, the only place in the country where the confidential OT levels are delivered. With an ageing population, Scientology also appears to have shifted gears in its UK marketing efforts, publishing propaganda aimed at encouraging parents to indoctrinate their children. One flyer states the best way to move up the bridge is together as a family, and it goes on desperately saying, we will help everyone take their next step. Bring your family. The flyer was accompanied by testimonials from children who have recently completed advanced courses. On learning about Xenu, one teenager is quoted as exclaiming, I reached the core of who I am as a spiritual being. That's the quote I just read. If St. Hill, and this is what I love, is using the maths here. If St. Hill continues at a rate of 4 OT2 completions a week, that works out to be just 208 a year, which is a sad statistic for Scientology's largest UK base. With a population of 26,900, that means it would take 129 years to convert East Grinstead, or 328,605 years to clear the whole country. This is depressing for an organization that considers itself the fastest growing religion on planet Earth. The stats are falling, and it certainly doesn't paint a good picture for Scientology. But nonetheless, I wanted to bring that to you. Just a short update from me today. OSA continue to try and attack me and try and silence and intimidate me. And it isn't working. OSA, there are lots planned for you coming your way in the next couple of weeks in the form of perhaps protests, in the form perhaps of more videos, and in the form of perhaps more articles and other things. Who knows? You'll just have to keep your eye on my channel. And for those of you who want to support the channel, please consider using the PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee links down below. The best way, of course, though, is to support the channel is to comment, subscribe, press that like button, all that sort of stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. I am back safely in the UK, but you can be sure I will be visiting the UK once again in due course. That's it for now. I will see you guys on the next one.